Hello and welcome, it's finally here. This is the final Road to Cheltenham episode, which means it's close. 8 days away and counting. I asked you 9 weeks ago how excited you are. Is it fever pitch yet, Frankie?
It's come around quick, hasn't it?
It has.
It has come around very quick. It's, yeah, all systems go now, really. The preview nights are rolling in. People are trying to find winners. There's still a couple more clues coming out of the woodworks from various chat around certain horses and tactics changing or what race they're going to go for. So, yeah, really excited and hoping we can find a few winners.
I'll be there, you'll be there. I know you're going to be there. Tickets are booked. You going dressed like that?
Well, I might as well. Look, I've got the old jeans on as well. Look at this, you see, because that's what you can do nowadays. The ripped jeans, the whatever. You know,
That's what he wants.
I'm going smart.
Bringing the youth, aren't you, John?
Yeah, that's it. I'm bringing the youth at 45. Do you know what this is like for me now? I think it's the first baby that you have, and they're 2 weeks late, and you go, can we just get it over with? I don't mean over with in that way. I just want to be there because it now starts dragging, doesn't it? These nights seem
This
longer.
last week, you're hanging around, aren't you?
Yeah, you're hanging around going, there's not really a lot I want to look at a Weatherby today or whatever. Let's just get there now.
Bet your missus is watching.
Yeah. Love you, babes.
Right, there's a couple of clues from Kel, so we'll look back at those shortly. But don't forget, we have been for a while now. Nominal and no-bone, all 28 races at the Cheltenham Festival. Let's just have a quick look then back at what we saw the weekend. You mentioned a couple of clues looking about the woodwork. Nami and Lion beat Colonel Harry in the Moor battle. OK, we're not going to see them, I don't think. Certainly Nami and Lion's looking like going to Aintree, Punchestown, maybe Fairyhouse. But what it did do was frank the form of Timoras, who won the Tolworth. These are in behind him. He looks the best of the British in the Supreme. Let's quickly start with the curtain raiser. Frankie, can Timoras get involved in the finish?
Like, on paper, the form was franked, yes. You know, the horses behind Timoras in the Tolworth have come out and come first and second. But if you stuck Facile Vega or Marine Nationale in that race at Kelso, you'd expect them to dot it, wouldn't you?
Yeah. 100%.
So, yes, they've gone and won, but it wasn't super stylish. It was a grade 2 at Kelso. It wasn't anything to go, oh my God, there's some serious horses. The Tolworth form's fantastic. Timoras can go and win the Supreme. So it's a tick in the box. I still don't think Timoras can get on terms with those at the top of the market.
And you're nodding.
No, I'm nodding, but also going to have back 2 in this race. Timoras is one of them. Just for the price, it was...
Well, you must have been delighted with that then on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the form stacks up straight away there. Gaelic Warrior are backed.
Pat's seen that stride at the last.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Our Pats, he's flying. He got banned, didn't he, for 8 days for...
He missed his Gold Cup day.
Yeah. That's a shame, isn't it? Never mind, eh?
Gold Cup.
Yeah. So he misses that ride. And I backed Gaelic Warrior in this a little while ago at a much bigger price. But the money's come for Facile Vega, hasn't it? I mean, one firm went out 6-1. I mean, when you look at it now, we were talking about Constitution Hill being, 7-4 many moons ago and going, I want that just for it to get there. But, 2-1 or whatever is too short. But, Gaelic Warrior and Timoras look, Paul Nicholls has been champion trainer 274,000 times. And just 5 years ago, we've been looking at this going, it's a Nicholls horse in here. It wouldn't be that price. It is the best of the British there. Well, it is, to be fair, because Lucier's not going to go here, is it?
No,
it's the only British hope. So, back Big Paul. Have a little go.
Well, Ollie Murphy was on Racing TV, wasn't he, saying he's got a few under the radar?
Was it Chasing Fire, is that one?
Yeah.
Just quick, you mentioned Facile Vega. There's been a few mutterings around the preview scene, hasn't there? I think that's why the money's come for her.
Definitely, yeah. And I can't quite make my mind upon this because we was quite happy at 6-4 at one point. We can't forget that.
I backed it at 10-11. And quarter past 12.
Shrewd.
Yeah.
So, when we were all so certain of it, or at least confident in it, and it was a short 6-4, and people were still saying, I think that's going to be the right bet, and we couldn't have it beat. Yes, there was an upset at Dublin Race Festival, but vibes are positive. People that have been working it, at Willys have come out and said that everyone thinks he's as good as he was, and he is. Willys as confident as ever, so... Your question, if you were backing it at 6-4, would you not want to go back in at 5-2, 2-1?
Well, yeah, of course you would. I think you'd be happy with that 7-2 last week. But I know you don't like having a pop at jockeys. But when Willie Mullins is telling you that Paul Townend gave it an absolute shocker, what do you say? He rode it like a machine
yeah.
as opposed to a racehorse. So I mean, I'd have loved to have watched that. That would have been reality TV at its best, wouldn't it? Coming off that.
Right, we're going to talk about it later because I know it's in when we're going to wrap up at the end of this show. By the way, with all of our best bets and lays and everything for the whole week. Marine Nationale. I know I'm a massive fan. You are not so. Barry Connor, we've seen in the media this week. He couldn't be more confident, could he?
Oh, he said it's got the horse has got everything you'd want in a Grade 1 novice winner, doesn't he? And
we're
talks you through it.
We're only scratching the surface.
Yeah, essentially like it's won the race already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't be more confident in both the Supreme and the Ballymore. And I guess we'll find out. I mean, if they both go and win, then next year, whatever he says, everyone will be listening to. It'll be like when Jamie Codd starts tipping winners. Everyone goes, what's he saying?
Yeah.
Well, he's been off too long.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. He needs to run. The only positive I can get out of this is the jockey, Michael O'Sullivan, who's brilliant. He's
fantastic jockey.
He's your next star. Beat Irish Point by a head. And then Irish Point has turned out to be not so good in that second run, 16.5 lengths.
Absolutely smashed the second last, and I'm amazed he won. The fact he won just goes to show how much ability he's got. That's what I see. He took the second last with him. Hey, sprawled all over the place.
We say it every week when people start, it's all a game of opinions, isn't it? And it's not just here to wind you up. But Marine Nationale, if you're backing that horse at that price, you need your head read, mate.
All right, shut up. Right, another race from Kelsford at the weekend, of course, was Benson winning the Premier Hurdle, wasn't it? Can he do what the Shunter did a few years ago, I should say? He won over fences, didn't he, the festival? It looks like this one's going for the Coral Cup, which is 16-1. That's what Sandy Thompson said in the immediate aftermath of the race. He was well back to win the weekend as well, Joel.
Yeah, he was, and he beat my Colonel Mustard, who looks injured now. I know he's got a cut, hasn't he? An overreach or whatever. No vet, but
clearly,
yeah. That's surprising, that, isn't it?
He's cut his overreach.
Yeah, full of trade. Yeah. Oh, we do that at birth. Look, beat Colonel Mustard the weekend, and that was a real strong selection of mine. It was a form horse there. Sally Thompson had a brilliant weekend, but I think racing cliche time, that was Benson's Gold Cup.
But they've got to go for it.
You've got to go for it.
They've got to go for it.
You've got to go for it.
Colonel Mustard was effectively racing off the same mark as what he came third behind First Street and Straight Man in. So, I mean, off of that form, if he's going to beat Colonel Mustard up, because the claim was taking 3 off of 140, he's beat him, I think, actually quite well. I think it was a very well-timed ride. Deserves his shot. Like, if you own the horse, you'd be excited going there. Wouldn't be the worst bet in the world, I don't think. And I think it still has a bit in hand. Honestly, I watched it back this morning. I don't think Ryan Mania was ever too worried.
No, he's that type of horse, and he only just does enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my second was injured, so, it just adds to it.
It's only just a £5 penalty he gets as well. So you mentioned on that.
Yeah, for ratings, and if you take Colonel, if you think that Colonel Mustard ran to form, don't know, like we said, we're no vet side here, but if you think Colonel Mustard ran to form, and you look at what mark he ran off in the Coral Cup last year, and I think how easily Benson beat him, then he deserves his chance. And yeah, like I said, if I own Benson, I'd be excited going towards the festival. I wouldn't be giving up hope.
Okay, right. Well,
would you back it or just set the £100 bonus?
Don't mind me.
I'll back it.
Anyway, that's why we're sitting together close.
Right, so that's going to review the weekend, the main clues. We're going to look at the championship races. So we're going to wrap up our Road to Cheltenham series with all of our best bets. But as you know now, we've been building up to Cheltenham through the unsung heroes, those guys behind the scenes who you don't see all day, every day, who leave those horses around in the parade ring. We went to Jackdaws Castle, Frankie myself, and we caught up with John Dean. Now, this is a fascinating piece of footage. He's the aquatherapy manager at Jackdaws Castle, and some great scenes of horses under the water.
Hi, I'm John. I'm 26 years old. A normal day here, everyone starts at just before 7. We'll bring the horses from the field in first. We hay the horses like a little snack. And then I'll check what horses need to swim. Usually it's between 8 and 10 every single day. I will start swimming. Some of the girls will start to put the horses in the solarium. A normal swimming time for a horse is about 4 minutes to 6 minutes. Some of them can do up to 10 minutes. Every horse is different. Swimming is a great exercise for horses with injuries, especially tendons, skin problems. Horses obviously with problems, we can't put a saddle on them. They always come to swim. A horse swimming in the pool for 5 minutes is the same exercise as the horse cantering on the gallop, but there's no impact to the ground, so you can keep the horse safe. Working in racing is not easy. Most of the people watching our TV just for pleasure, thinking it's a nice sport, but behind that is like lots of hard work. 365 days, every single day, including Christmas. You can't have a day off because, the horses need the food, need the training. I get very attached of my horses, especially the one I look after them, and it's a very good feeling. You love them so much.
Yeah, it's an incredible day. That I mean, when we went and we saw what John does, he's got loads of followers. These videos are watched a lot on TikTok as well. So if you fancy more of that, go over there and have a look. But just see the horses swimming, you don't see that all day, every day, do you? I mean, it's incredible.
Well, it's the first time I've seen it because I didn't get invited. So, it's beautiful that. And some of these pieces you've done in this series, in all seriousness for a minute, I've really enjoyed. Because there are so many people behind the scenes, and it's normally just the jockey, the trainer, and the owner that get the old "we're here at Cheltenham," but you don't see the good and the bad.
It's a massive operation as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nothing easy training horses.
Not at all. But you have been for us out and about. More to come on that.
Oh yeah. I've been to Mark Walford's stable. He's got favourite for the Ultima into Overdrive, and I've had a couple of horses with Mark over the years, and it's a proper Yorkshire stable. And by heck, lad, it's all right good. I think he paid £4 for Into Overdrive. He's got, do you know what? If we get a few quid at Cheltenham, he's got so many horses there that probably get, give us £3 for that one, whatever. And he can do the job. He's not got expensive horses.
That's won nearly 5 on the bounce by Long Press, hasn't it?
Yeah. It was 5 from 6, and the only horse that beat it was Long Press with 2 stone nan lad.
No, it's excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see more of that, the build up 8 days away, and we'll see more of Joel's talk to Mark Walford, and quite a few other stable visits as well to come your way. Right, quickly rattle through the championship races before we pick our favourite bets upon. I'm really looking forward to doing that.
Why are you so excited? He's got up his sleeve like a child. He's like this. Here we are.
You're keeping it close to my chest. Right, Constitution Hill, champion hurdle.
Wins. Job done. This is so boring, but I think the market has just got this exactly right. I think it's Constitution Hill 1, Stake Man 2 and Vauban 3. It was the same at the start of the season, and nothing's really changed. The only horse that's beat Vauban out of that order is Honeysuckle, who's a dual champion hurdle winner, and we think might go and win the mares. So I really do think that the season's played out as you'd expect at the start of the year. The market is unchanged. Yes, you can try and find angles with other horses, but it's not worth it, in my opinion. I think they're ranked accordingly.
I couldn't disagree more. Apart from Constitution Hill wins, I like to move it. It hasn't let us down apart from that one bad run. It's been a favourite on the...
I think it's 5 to 1 without. Which
this is what I mean.
It's each way bet to nothing first 4 if Connie Hill wins.
I genuinely think I was looking at every sort of the forecast, betting without. You've got to have a few quid just to win. Anything could happen in a race. You don't want to see a horse fall, obviously, or get injured. But anything could happen in there. Constitution Hill wins, and I think I like to move it. It's got the beating of State Man and definitely Vauban.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. It's all about opinions. That's what we like. Right, I think we all agree here, though. Champion Chase. We kind of saw a little run of it at the Clarence House over the track. Obviously, it's a different course. I was on the new course. We're on the old course, which kind of favours a bit more speed. But I think we're all the Edwardstone camp, aren't we, Joe?
Yeah, we have been from day one. I came off the Edwardstone train for one run, and then we're
when I won the Arkle.
I think you'll find last year at this time we're on 8 to 1.
Yes,
8 to 1.
Play, yeah, it's in the archive.
Yeah, 27 losers, but an 8 to 1 winner. Edwardstone, very very strong. It's possibly nap material. This weekend.
Material. Interesting.
Same. It's just got everything that you want in a champion chase winner. He takes his fences so slick. He doesn't lose any momentum at each fence. He pings the last 2 down the hill at Cheltenham, which I think you need. He was so quick. If you watch when he was beat, yes, by Editor Jeep, but the acceleration from when he was 6 or 7 lengths back to make up the ground, he's got some serious speed on him.
He did have a little setback, but I think that was it jumped on the Clarence House chase? Did he?
Yeah.
Was a little bit lame, was he? So maybe that gives an excuse.
Yeah, it gives an
excuse.
There's only one thing I'll say, and you'll potentially disagree, but we're slightly contradicting in that if we can have Shishkin after a poor run and we think he's the best horse that could potentially win a champion chase at Ryanair, some people are even talking about the bloody Gold Cup, should we not be in the same camp about Energumene? Because he's fluffed 1 run, but if you go back to last year's Clarence House...
don't start this now.
I'm just saying...
I've had 10 weeks of this, and I finally just got everything ready. Everything is in order. I've still got papers here.
Because, like I said, Edwardstone has everything to win a champion chase. But when I was getting to the Ryanair and I'm thinking about Shishkin and I'm thinking about how good that form was from last year, and they were the superstars of last year, it's slightly contradicting to just brush Energumene aside, just to throw a spanner in the works.
I did hear Paddy Mullins in the week talking, I can't remember what horse he was talking about, but he said he handled the white fences right.
Brilliant, yeah.
But see, that I don't get, because if that was the case, you'd have a mark against every single Irish horse coming over. This doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. Does is it a genuine contender, or was that just an absolute quality ride?
Yeah, a bit of both. But you watch Tom Cannon, he was talking Enneagram, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And if he knew that the race was going to pan out like it did, he would have been 5 lengths closer and would have won, I think.
And that, like you said, the acceleration. So don't put me off now, because I'll be driving home tonight and it starts raining, going, oh no, the rain's coming now as well. I'll be on the phone to Nikki asking for some antidepressants.
But yeah, Edwardstone, like I'm still in the Edwardstone camp, just throwing a spanner in the works.
Right, stop throwing spanners in works.
2 miles, speed horse.
Yeah.
Should win, shouldn't he?
Agreed, Edwardstone. Right, from the speed chasers to the staying hurdlers. Obviously, the talking horse, whether you fancy it or not, has got to be Blazing Cal, hasn't it? He's had a setback, he's fine, he comes out, he wins, he has another setback, but he's your 5-2 favourite.
Yeah, I'm really struggling with this Stayers. I've gone round in circles a few times. I was looking at trends and horses that typically wouldn't be beaten in previous years and then come back and win. So I started writing off a few of, your Paisley Parks and horses that turned up Classical Dream last year. Started looking at horses, what race they'd run in before winning here, and that wrote a few off. The Hatton's Grace is not a good race to come and win a Stayers from. The Boyne Hurdle, which Blazing Carl, no one's ever won a Boyne Hurdle and then won the Stayers Hurdle, I don't think, or maybe one winner. And I kept going around in circles and just thinking, you know what, Gavin Cromwell might just have Flooring Porter ready again. And that's owned by a group of Irish lads that absolutely love the festival. Everyone saw the celebrations last year. And I wonder, they've had a sit down at the start of the year, said, we don't care whatever happens, just get us to Cheltenham and let's have another crack at it.
I saw a piece on social media as well. I think he would be the only horse to win 3 times and never be favourite if he was to win again, because he's not like he's going to go off favourite again.
Yeah.
So potential of a setback. But if it's not to be Blazing Carl, and your thoughts on him, what is it for the Stayers?
Well, I had down to Home by the Lee, which we put up that won on the Punters Guide, and I think it was 25-1. I think he's 13-2 or something like that. I was early this morning. I had it between that, missed out on the 25, didn't back it. But if I'm playing on the day and I'm just coming in with no anti-post, I think I'd play Home by the Lee and Flooring Porter. Like you say, I mean, I can't understand why the horse goes off that big. And Gavin Cromwell knows the time of day, so it's not like some random cow farmer in a field in county whatever, County Docal. He gets them right. He knows the time of day. He's not stupid.
Yeah, I mean, he took the exact same prep run as last year, the same 2 races, and last year I think he fell at one and was beaten at the other. He's come 4th twice this year. Still showed a bit of fight in him. Maybe hasn't just quite been match fit. I don't think they'd be bothered about going and winning a 3-mile race in Nace or Fairy House when, like I said, those lads, Syndicate, they bought the horse for like $4,000. They want to come to Cheltenham and have another crack.
And the one thing about Cheltenham is, horses come back and act time and time again. Yeah. It really is a case of course.
Are you still on the Tearpoo train? Are you still on the Tearpoo train?
Not totally convinced.
I think I'd have the favourite or Flooring Porter. The Blazing Carl looked like...
He's talented, but I think a stiff, strongly on 3 miles, still a question mark about Tearpoo. And the big question is Marie's Rock.
Yeah.
She used to come here.
Theatre Glory looks like they've come out and said that she's going to go. So you'd suggest Marie's Rock would probably go.
Epitome as well, Nicky.
Yeah, so you'd think Marie's Rock will go here.
Nicky Anderson and Tom Palin from Midland mentioning, I think she might go for the Stayers, and that just makes this a cracking race, wide open.
And I saw that Goshen was still in the betting. 150-1. There aren't any worse 150-1 shots out there.
Right, let's move on to the Gold Cup. Then we'll talk about the obvious one, the favourite surely. But we know Joel's been a massive fan of last year's winner, Applutard. We've not seen him. Basically, we haven't seen him this year because he pulled up in the Betfair Chase. It wasn't to be his running, was it? But can Applutard replicate the scenes? There he is, of course, Rachel Blackmore standing tall in the eyes, celebrating last year's Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup victory. Does he do it again, Joel?
Yep. I'm not going to change allegiance here. I think, coming second in that performance last year, I said I was at Haydock when pulled up, and I was standing less than a metre away from Henry de Bromhead, because I was going to be the first one to give him a cuddle. He kept moving forward and forward and forward, and I was doing the announcement on the day, and I thought, I just come on, Henry, here we are. And then it didn't happen. Hasn't been seen since. The good vibes have been coming out of all the Cheltenham preview nights, as you would expect, because otherwise it wouldn't be running. I think 6-1 is probably the right price. The drift early on in the year to 8-10-1 or something like that was stupid. It is that old each way bet to nothing, and if there's any chinks in the armour of the favourite, which again the Irish are saying that this is a good thing and may look well overpriced at the end of it, but I'm still sticking with Rachel and Henry.
It'd be some story, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Especially if Honeysuckle went in earlier in the week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've had a tough year, haven't they? The Bromheads and Rachel.
Yeah, it's been a tough year for all of them, hasn't it? Really, especially Henry with his son and what have you. And I just don't. I think it would be really nice, but if you're talking about from a purely financial point of view and financial gain, I think it's absolutely cracking bet.
You in the galloping?
I am, yeah. I can't argue with people that want to have an each way bet à plus tard. You know, you're taking your chance that he turns up in form, and if he does, then he is up there with the one to beat, really. So I can't argue with an each way bet, but when I was at DRF and saw Gallopin, the thing, I've said this a number of times, when he was asked for more, there was a lot more, in my opinion. Came over the last, got challenged, yes. The rest of the horses were off the bridle, and it wasn't a fight at all. From what I saw, it was one crack of the whip and see you later, I'll keep going. I think he was in a different league.
We did have an interesting chat, didn't we, immediately after that. And I know there's been a few vibes as well against Patrick Mullins talking about Statler. Quietly confident about that one.
Yeah, it was a bit more gutsy, isn't he?
Yeah,
Galloping de Champs is like I think Galloping de Champs and Brave Man's Game are a bit classy, and if it does turn into a bit of a battle, you might have something like Statler to be tougher than the pair. Because I think that, you know, you watch Galloping and Brave Man's Shape, they're slick, they're a bit tidier, but have they got some fight in them for a proper Gold Cup? You could argue something like Statler does.
What's the horse of Ruth 3 Jeffersons that's in there? Because
Sounds Russian.
Yeah. What price is that?
I know you've got me.
And
Keep talking amongst yourselves.
No, it's only 'cause I've heard her a couple of times, and she never puts them over, and she's had good horses. Waiting Patiently was one of hers, wasn't it? And
Stayed on into second last time. I can't think what won the race.
Yeah.
It was a hoist in your, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It was in the Cotswold Chase.
I don't like any of that
Second
form.
to Into Overdrive and the Rolling.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Beating the Many Clouds. I mean, he's got to turn the form around.
Oh no, totally. I was just thinking if it's it sounds Russian. It's
20s.
See, I was nah.
You were hoping for what? If I was going to have one
66
left field, Hewick. I don't think it's the worst shout in the world.
How much that horse cost?
The 600 quid or something.
Yeah.
One at Sandown,
Guinness.
it's won some big pots. And, you know, one at Sandown, I think it was probably well in that day and it won easily.
Yeah. Would have won the Kerry National.
Yeah,
American
won
Grand
the
National.
Galway
Grand
Plate,
National, Galway
carrying
Plate.
a fair bit of weight. I think the Kerry National was top weight when falling at the last. Irish, the American National.
Which is a
A gimmick to go and win some cash and have a good day out.
Yeah, which we did.
But
very, very much so. Yeah.
But I mean, the horse is extremely progressive. It looks very at home overstaying trips. Looks quite nimble. I think like an undulating track will suit it. It seems very versatile, and it's something like what is it, 25s?
Yeah.
If you're a proper rich owner and that wins, and you've got Shark Allen there, and and
the greatest thing for all media.
Oh, the game's gone. The game's gone. He's paid €600 for this thing. It's been to America, and look, we've paid 350 grand for
It's
some
been to the
Irish
pub in Ireland.
No, yeah.
So that's a few pints of Guinness.
Yeah.
Gone to America on his holidays and come back and won the gold.
Brilliant. Sounds like an average summer for you.
But it's not the most.
It's not.
It could happen. It definitely could happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, outside the more obvious selections, I think it does
the quicker
deserve.
the ground, the better for him.
Yeah, he did. When I spoke to Shay, he said, "I'm praying
Yeah.
for quicker ground."
Right, let's do this then. Our best bets of the festival and the lays as well. So we'll go through these and pick them apart. So let's have a look at the naps, shall we? There we are. Joel. Well, head or heart, probably both. Honeysuckle for the mare's hurdle.
Yeah. They talk about certain, horses never get you into a building or whatever. And people aren't buying tickets to go and see a certain horse. I've bought hospitality on the first day and for me and my missus to go. She's never been racing before, but she's seen me watch it for a long time. It's a brilliant story for me, and it's not even the head over heart thing or the other way around. I want to see that horse win, not only for the connections. I want to see. It's the best horse in the race, without a shadow of a doubt. I think 11-4 is a stupidly big price. I think with that emotional money on the first day, that's probably gone off 2-1, something like that. We'll raise the roof, and it's been a very strong selection. Women were told that she was going for the champion hurdle again, and she was 8 or 9-1. I didn't touch it because champion hurdle, but no. Absolute good thing for me if my life depended on it.
Mighty part for the Turners.
Can't see it beat. And I think...
Well, good.
Yeah. That's been a quick conversation.
Yeah.
But not only because it's... Well, you obviously are backing one that you think is very talented. They think this could be a Gold Cup horse next year. And the way that they celebrated when it won at Dublin Race Festival, the way that Jack was in the parade wing with Gordon and Davey... It was as if this is our superstar. He's ran like we know he can, all roads to Cheltenham. But not only that could he be a Gold Cup horse for next year. I just think the race is a little bit weak. I don't think there's anything in there to really challenge him.
Well, Banbridge wins the Turners, so...
Beating Mighty Potter.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Banbridge is...
Wait, here we go. Have a pop at mine. Sell your horse, have a pop at mine.
He's got a bit of Cheltenham form, granted, but I don't think he's in the same league. Who have you got? You've got Banbridge in there. You've got.
There's not a lot.
There's really not a lot. Al Fabiola won't run. Appreciate it. There's question marks over the trip. The same with Banbridge. They tried him at 2 miles. Is he a 2.5 mile horse? Seguerha to go to the Brown stage. Yeah. As you go down, there's not much in there. So you've got basically Banbridge or Appreciate It, both of which they don't know if they're a 2 mile or a 2.5 miler. Both of which I don't think are as classy as Mighty Potter, and both haven't won like Mighty Potter has last time out over the trip. The only thing that Banbridge has got is some good Cheltenham form, which I'll give you that, but. I think Mighty Potter's different league. Like you said, when I saw him in the... Not that I'm a paddock expert, but seeing him in the flesh ahead of the race, he's a monster. He's a serious horse.
Did you go to Dublin? You haven't mentioned it much.
Yeah. No, on the telly.
Right, I'm going with Lucia. 4th and 4th for Nicky Henderson. What cut me apart, but what stands apart from the rest of this was the way she won at Exeter. She was up in the van with another 2 fancied runners. Lallygag and Nichols, and pulled 26 lengths clear of that one. They were well beaten off, like they went a decent clip, and she just carried on. I thought that was visual.
Do you know why he said Lucia? It's only because me and you.
Yeah, I know, because I can't. I'm sitting here going, I
can't disagree.
I cannot disagree. Nailed on.
I said earlier, didn't I, when I was looking at the Supreme and the Ballymore, a name that did keep cropping up was Ashra Diamond. She does have some form in behind.
I couldn't.
Well, in behind your layer of the week, really, Nationale. So maybe not for you, but yeah, I think Lucia, we all agree, don't we?
Right. Next best, let's rattle through these ones then. You are going, first of all, Joel, well, we all like it, Edwardstone.
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about it before. There's no point going over it again. Edwardstone, obviously. Just next bet. To be fair, I could have put these at either next bet or nap. I think they both win. They're already in doubles. Yeah. Now else to say that's not been said.
Gaillard de Menil for you.
Yes, don't understand how this horse is still around
running
even money. Maybe because they've talked about it going to Brown Advisory, but I mean it's second or third.
What price is it for the Browns? Brown Advisory. What price is it?
I can't see it going there. Or can't see it winning that anyway. It's too
slow.
It's
a plodder.
Second in a Ballymore, third in a Brown Advisory, third in an Irish National carrying top weight. That's a very impressive performance, and we know gets the trip. Has raced like 18 times, completed and placed in all starts. He's just so solid. Yep. Probably going full now, but but yeah, I think like when you talk about a graded horse in a lesser race or in a handicap, I know this is not a handicap, but it's not a grade 1 race or not like it's not like a Brown Advisory. He should be head and shoulders above these for me.
I'm a massive fan of Hermes Allen. I know he's got that Challow Ballymore curse to overcome, but I don't see many deep grade 1 that looked at the challenge. It's working out, isn't it? U8 at Wells come out of 1, loads in behind have come out and 1.
3, 4, 5 and 6.
Passing Wells come out and 1, so...
Would you be scared of the trainer now?
No, the what?
The trainer. Hermes Allen.
Mr. Nichols.
Yeah.
Multiple time champion.
I was just saying, you said that. You must
said that at the start of the show.
That's what I know, I've got the fishing rod out.
Making sure
I just said that, I've got the fishing rod out. I think you'll pull him out and take him to Aintree.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, but I'm actually with you. It's another one that looks the best horse on the race.
I thought so.
Yeah.
The Irish fancy for the Supreme, not so much for the Ballymore.
Do you think you're getting a price? Because it's Challow winner and Nichols.
Genuinely do.
Yeah, same.
So you're having a pop at Nichols now? I can't have a pop, but
No, we're
genuinely do think he's overpriced.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
I think he's got a massive chance. Right, the each ways. You've gone for Introdoro Drive. You've been to see him.
Yeah, been to see Mark Walford in Yorkshire. Do you know what? It's a lovely stable. You turn up, it's opening, it's brilliant. You're up there. They've got cows that they've got right in the centre. You'll see it in the coming days. On camera, he was like, I even offered him a 50 quid free bet each way for charity. Sorry about that, but I did do. Would you back it? And he went, I'd probably back second favourite. I don't like to back me. You know what I'm at with betting. And off camera, I said he'd never been to Cheltenham before, and he was cut me down straight away, saying, no, they are really confident. This horse keeps improving. 5 from 6, I think it is, and the only horse that's beat it was Leon Press, yeah. So yeah, he was up for it, and Mark's never confident. Never. I mean, I've stood with him before when we're a 4 or 5 shot, and he'll go, "We should get him framed today." So he's really confident. And again, being Mark Walford, not Shelby's trainer, 10 to 1 if it's available. It's just...
Don't think there's any more, is it?
No. I think it was bet throughout the week.
Long gone.
Yeah, I've had some of that.
You gone for Sir Alan? Sir Alan?
Sir Alan, yeah. Sir Alan. Trying to find another Boodles winner. Second on hurdle debut to your two's Triumph fancy, Blood Destiny. And wasn't miles behind.
No.
Not that Blood Destiny was off the bridle, but still was running a decent race in second and then has won the next 2 starts. Quickened nicely when asked. Acclaimer's rode every time, which is quite interesting. I imagine he'll take the ride at Cheltenham as well, taking 7 off.
Well, I don't know. He's got a ride. We haven't got any jockeys left. This rate.
All be claiming.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, to only be beaten by Blood Destiny and to win the next 2 easily enough when asked.
The race he won last time out, I think, is it 2 of the last 3?
3 of the last 4.
4 Boodles winners have won that on route.
At Nice, yeah.
Another one, they dominate the Irish.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's because I think someone said this the other day, and I couldn't agree, is by the time a horse has gone chasing, the English handicapper's got a hold of him a bit more, whereas these juvenile hurdlers race 2 or 3 times. They don't know where to place them, do they?
Hang on, but you texted us as soon as the weights came out, and you
I did.
Risk Bell.
I did, yeah.
And Risk Bell was 12s and did 13 to 2 or something, and you were like, wow, this is a good thing.
I know, yeah. I just had a bit of a deeper look. But yeah, I'd probably back them both, to be fair, because we both, when Rachel rode Risk Bell, was very happy sat in 4th, and I think was slightly forgotten because everyone was talking about 1, 2 and 3.
I think Rachel forgot how to ride that day.
there's the pair of them, and you know, JP owns Risk Bell, which is probably another tick in the box, and it's just another that's seriously unexposed off of like 127 or something ridiculous like that. So they are a pair, but I quite like the way that Sir Alan finished his races.
Okay, well JP owns Comfort Zone as well, which is my each way pick in the Triumph Third. I know he's obviously got Lossymouth and Garlamo, so both to beat, but I think he's just a solid yardstick. Another form of scriptwriter has been let down, but he's won the finale. He won the trial on Trials Day as well up at
I love that trial on Trials Day. That's my favourite.
Trial on Trials Day at Cheltenham. Yeah, but I think Joseph O'Brien really clever, just picking a few races coming over here, trying to avoid those, and then he's won over the course and distance. It's a big stamina sapping track, as we know, but he's proven himself over it. So
what
I
price?
think 10s he is. Look, 10 to 1. It's 2 to 1 a place, but he has got a chance of winning. There's no doubt he's got a chance of winning. So I can't see him out the 3, and I think double figure prices. He has to go in my each way pick. Right, very quickly. This is where it gets fun. Your lays. Marine Nationale.
Yeah,
you idiot.
Well, no, mate, we mentioned at the start. It needs a run, and the only positive I can give you is the jockey. That's it. Ahead behind Irish Point.
Ahead of him.
Yeah, sorry, ahead of him. And Irish Point finished
and
what?
Champ Kylie back in 4th.
Oh, yeah, all right, forget them other ones.
Oh, right, okay.
Forget them other ones.
We're just taking the ones that you want to.
Yeah, totally, because I'm making a point here. Yeah. So, yeah, Irish Point was in there. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, I've talked about it before. Right, Irish Point was 16 lengths, tailed off at Bleeding Leopardstown. Horse is no good. And I put it in there.
You know. Irish Point, I wouldn't have as a worse shout for the Ballymore.
Oh, God, here we go again. You said let's gang up on him, because you know he likes it and he'll go for it. No, unbeaten, but I just... no. What price? 7 to 2 or something? 3 to 1? Yeah. Oh, I mean, come on. There's better prices than that.
Tell Barry Connell that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, was it an island that you went to?
No, it's on the telly.
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't be for me. I'd just say that. It wouldn't be for me.
Okay.
So we can do a little private
I can do,
afterwards.
Yeah. Jerry Colombe, not for you.
Not for me, just because how competitive the race is. 2 in there. Sir Gerhard was a champion bumper and a Ballymore winner. I know he's only had 1 start over fences and he wasn't that sexy, but...
Jumped like a snooker table.
Yeah.
But what did he have to beat? It was probably just a bit lazy, I think. If they went quicker and he's going to a proper race, I reckon he will sharpen up. And then Time Hill. Brilliant Cheltenham form. Has gone over fences 3 times. Grade 1 winner over fences over the trip. He ticks a lot of boxes for me. He's way more solid. I think Jerry Colombe, look, he deserves his shot, but he hasn't ever raced around Cheltenham. He hasn't gone 3 miles over fences. He hasn't gone left-handed over fences. If there was a horse to pick holes in and he's got to get 3 miles round Cheltenham at the festival over fences, I think it's him. So I'm not saying he's a bad horse by any means. He's obviously very talented, but he's got question marks.
There you go then. Right. Well, I'm going to lay, unsurprisingly, I've spoken about it before, Shishkin. I say Shishkin. Now, obviously,
you want those ones? It's too short. It's too short.
No, it is. But no, you lay. I saw Graham Rodwell at the Racing Post in the weekend, and he was kind of making the argument against him as well, and that made me think, well, I might back him now.
Yeah.
I just wasn't confident in his argument whatsoever.
He tips up Man United to beat Liverpool.
But no, it was a big performance of the day. I think he's 7 from 7 when returning within 50 odd days, so he's a 2-time festival winner. I just think at odds on, he might have left his race behind at Ascot. I'm not sure about the form of that Ascot chase, and I think when you're asking to take odds on in a championship race, I know he's multi-talented, but he's had issues, and that was a massive performance, I think, at Ascot. So you're asking to back it up. That's my concern.
I don't think there's no concern there. And I think that there's not even a handful of people now. There's 2 people that I know that were not impressed by Shiskin and wouldn't come on for that run.
Has he had issues, or has he?
He's not got Goshen issues, has he?
No, he's had an issue and he's resolved it and back to form, I think.
Yeah, you're like he's got, you know,
Up and
10
down.
armed robberies or burglaries or something like that, and all he's really done was a bit of jaywalking in Florida once. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you said, you take out the blip,
Yeah,
and the trajectory of a Supreme winner to an Arkle winner to what he looked like, how good he was last time.
I was blown away.
I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was brilliant.
Fine, it's all about opinions. That's why we love the game.
Yeah,
Who might
again.
beat him?
Oh, I think there's quite a few. I think it's quite a bit of a deep race. Janadil in there, Fury Road in there, Blue Lord might go there.
Well, you were talking about Fury Road about 10s this morning. Was it? Did you say that?
In some places, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ryanair. Michael O'Leary for the Ryanair. He loves winning his own race, doesn't he? But no, look, I think...
You're wrong, by the way. I'll just say that.
That's great, because you're wrong about Marine Nationale, I'll be wrong about Shishkin, and
I'll be right.
So I'll tell you what, boys, we'll do that tricks in between us, shall we?
Yeah, oh, hey, wait, we've done this now for 5 weeks, and one of us always lets us down.
Yeah. Well, all 3 of us let ourselves
Yeah.
down.
Shh.
Right, that is it. Don't forget, we are Norman and Obet, all 28 races. We're just 8 days away now from that greatest show in turf. Joel's excited, Frank is excited, I am almost beside myself. 8 days until the tapes go up and that famous roar echoes around the Cotswolds.